They look like, looks like someone turned a Super Soaker into a gun.
A Super Soaker is a gun. Action 52. So, they released an NES version of this thing. That's a conversation for another time. We'll go over the history a little bit here, but for tonight's stream we're going to focus mostly on this Sega Genesis port. So like the NES version, this was released at retail for $199 US. The pitch was that 52 games on the cartridge, that's $4 a game. What a deal. What a steal, even. Now, they didn't intend to sell a lot of these, but what they did is they gave them out to rental companies, like Hollywood Video, Blockbuster, and there I'd imagine it had a much better audience. Like, you're much more likely to pick this up just out of curiosity for a $5 rental.
Mm-hmm.
Much more likely than paying the full $200. But do keep in mind, as we play tonight's game, some people did pay the full $200 for this. Some poor, poor bastards.
Hey, before we start, I just want to do a shout out to one thing, and it is this guy's face.
He's pretty entertained.
He's...
Look at that, he's got a dragon, one of them flying eyeballs, he's got a ninja there.
That's like me. That's like me when you told me we were going to have to play Action 52 on the Genesis.
What's that wrapped around his leg? Is that a dragon's tongue?
Danny, is it? Danny, no. It is much purer and less erotic than that. You know what it is? It's a tentacle.
Oh,
normal.
Classic tentacle.
Very normal, not horny.
Well, this kid's going to be taken on the ride of his life, and so will we, because we are going to start up Action 52. First of all, disregard any and all previous notices. It's not actually licensed by Sega. So for many Sega Genesis consoles, it would start up with a brief splash screen saying produced by or under license by Sega. They immediately wanted to discount that. They wanted to say, no, this is not actually by Sega, but that's okay, because we got 52 games.
52 damn games.
Uh-huh.
So do we gotta?
We gotta.
Okay.
But I want to do it our way.
Yes.
If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it our way. So in the intro, you briefly saw that some games were classified as for beginners or for intermediates. As it turns out, the expert level games are the first you see here, while the intermediates, the purples, are in the middle, and the beginners are last. So you know what? Let's go nuts. We're gonna play these games backwards.
Oh my gosh.
So, Challenge, the game number 52, Challenge, is just all the hardest levels from the previous 51 games put together. So automatically, this game doesn't have 52 games.
Yeah, it automatically only has 51.
So we'll start with 51, first game.
It
just seems appropriate.
Yeah, we gotta play first game first.
Alright, well, there's no going back from here. You could cut the stream and say we're having a medical emergency or something, but...
My guts!
Oh... my everything.
Let's do it.
First game, here we go.
Level 1.
Should also note this is a 2-player game.
Clever. Wow.
Level 2.
There are a selection of 7 or 8 2-player games on this cartridge. Alex and I will be attempting to play those in the proper 2-player mode. I keep looking back and forth, expecting one of us to make a move, and...
No! This is gaming at its finest. Now who's a loser?
Wow! This is game number 1, Alex!
Well, turns out I'm the loser.
Bringing out the big guns for game number 1. Alright, first of all... Now, in calling this first game, that's debatable, and maybe kind of incorrect, because most people would tell you Space War is the first video game. But Pong is what's most commonly known as the first video game, and so it goes.
Level 10.
Yeah, Pong. Only 2-player. There is no computer AI in this.
Whoa, we broke the physics!
I think we flatlined. Call it.
7:10 p.m., July 18th, 2018. First game has died. Come on, get us out of here! you doing? What is going on?
This is just the first game. This is just Pong, Alex.
Level 8.
I had to let it die. I had to.
Alright, let me get to 7,
Okay.
and we can flush this.
Alright.
Alright, one of the 51 games on the cartridge is Pong. It's digital, it's 2-player only, and it's kind of broken. There you go. Back to the menu. We're moving on to game number 50. The boss.
Boo.
Who's the boss?
The baby. The boss baby.
Level 1.
I would have said Tony Danza.
Yo!
And it looks like I'm more right than you are, because that's clearly Tony Danza.
No! Look at that tail. That is a dragon. See, look at that crocodile down there. It's got a gun.
Yeah,
What is this game?
That dragon's the boss. Now keep in mind we're in the beginners category, so these games are going to be pretty simple compared to what we see later on. These games are largely just single-screen, arcade-style games. A lot of them don't even involve any sort of action. You just maneuver around and collect things.
Hey, your screen is slowly filling up with very good boyfriends, but I want to say shout out to the frog with the gun. They are excellent.
Pretty good.
What is with this furry game? What the hell? Not a complaint. I was expecting something more like first game. Like I was expecting a bunch of Pong paddles to like sadly roam around.
Sadly.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on. It's pretty sad.
So what you see here is actually, it sticks pretty close to the game formula introduced in NES Action 52. Now, believe it or not, NES Action 52, way worse than this. It was developed by a team of people who had probably never made a game before. There was this dude, okay, let's get into this. Before the show, I chatted with Bad Game Hall of Fame curator Cassidy, and she had tons of information about it. There was this guy named Vince Perry. He didn't know anything about video games, but he had either kids or grandkids who had an NES and a pirate multi-cart. Oh my god, I beat a level.
Holy shit.
So intrigued by this, he thought, you know what? What if we made this, but it wasn't just full of illegal games? What if we had a legal multi-cart? You know what? Actually not a bad idea.
That's
the
not
thing.
a bad idea.
It really isn't. The thing is, this guy didn't know anything about games. He was talking about the plan when someone in earshot said, I can make video games. Narrator, he couldn't.
He could not.
So they got together a bunch of frauds who could clone Tetris on the Amiga, but hadn't made an NES game before. And what they made was a sight to behold, if you've ever seen NES Action 52.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a year later, good old Vince Perry went to a real developer, in this case being Farsight Studios, who you see here in this intro here. So they're the ones who actually made this game. This, as far as I know, this version, none of the original staff worked on it. Though, oh my god.
No, we're not going bonkers.
Not going bonkers just yet. But we got a lot to go over. Let's continue with the games.
Alright, Black Hole.
Black Hole, number 49.
I love that pinball table.
Level
That's a good one, actually.
Yeah, it is.
One of the few good Gottlieb tables.
Wow. This,
Now, NES Action 52, one of the things it's more infamous for is just having a huge selection of generic space shooter games. There's something like at least a dozen, maybe as many as 20. And the same is the case with the Genesis version. A whole bunch of space shooter games that are either just like this or a little bit less complex. I personally like how the background moves on its own. Also, I like the background itself.
everyone's saying it's a shitty version of the Star Trek ship.
Oh yeah, it's got that little saucer on the front, yeah.
Yeah, but it's super shitty.
Look, I ain't no Captain Kirk, alright?
Okay.
I can't afford USS Enterprise ship quality.
Yeah, but that's not even the DS9.
You're right. We should have put DS9 in this game.
You know, I agree. Put the Space Mole in this game.
Yeah.
Do it now.
And put Quark in charge.
Put
That guy's got a good head on his shoulders.
just an entire Action 52 presents Dabo.
Oh, a very special game featuring Fill me in, Alex. That one character who everyone hates. The lounge singer.
Oh, I call him Vinny Badabing.
Yeah, Vinny Badabing.
It's Vic Fontaine, but I call him Vinny Badabing or like Vicky Badaboom. It's dumb. I never call him his real name. Anyways,
beat level 1.
Good job with Black Hole.
Level 2.
Oh, I didn't mention this before, but with each game, my goal is to play at least 1 credit of it, which means running out of lives at the very least. If a game becomes redundant, like this game very quickly is, I may just flush it and move on. You do get the idea with this. It is an extremely simple shooter with 1 enemy type that doesn't even attack, and yet you can shoot, and that's basically it.
Yeah, Frappe mentions this has a click-and-play look and feel to it. Absolutely. All these games have a weird click-and-play feel. Like, very much,
Yeah, they're all very, very simple.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of by... Well, they didn't really have any choice, because I assume they contracted Farsight. And I don't have any proof of this, but I think they just hired him on for, like, the duration of a regular project, just being like, give this as much time as you would devote to any of your other retail games, but you have to make 52 of them. Oh my god, new enemies! Never before seen content, look at that!
Oh, wow. They look like, looks like someone turned a Super Soaker into a gun.
A Super Soaker is a gun.
I hate that you're right. I meant like a murder gun, not like a not like
Okay.
a fun gun. I
Alright,
don't know.
fair.
In America, there's so many varieties.
In America's there's no difference.
Mhm.
Well, I wanted to move on, but then that new enemy type came out. Now
Yeah.
I'm just intrigued.
Who knows what else will show up?
Other things about this game. You know what? I'll go to bat for the soundtrack. Some of the music tracks aren't that great. Some of them are kind of funky. Some of them, they actually put some thought into it. And that's because the sound was contracted out to yet another studio.
Oh my god.
That
really?
was New Romantic Productions, who produced over 60 soundtracks for the Genesis, including stuff like Tasmania, Kid Chameleon, and several others. They all use the GEM sound engine.
Level.
New Romantic?
New Romantic, it's spelled N-U.
Level 4.
This is something you don't just drop this on me.
Yeah.
I just need a few minutes here, Danny.
Yeah, process the New Romantic. And yeah, this game definitely has that generic Genesis soundtrack vibe to it. And that's because it uses the GEM sound engine, which has all these stock sound effects and music noises. Music noises is the official term.
Yeah, it's definitely music noises. That's like my favorite kind of music.
I think I'm gonna kill off my ships.
Oh no.
Well, that's Black Hole. We have so many other shooters to get to, though, and so little time. If you want to play through this game, I think there's 9 levels of it, so go to town.
Oh no. New Romantic did Slam City with Scottie Pippen.
Yes, they did. They did do the music for that.
Did they do the Slam City song?
No, that was all Scottie Pippen.
Okay, good.
Arcade Punk Animal, thank you for the raid.
Oh, hey!
And
thanks
hey,
for
what's
the
up?
raid.
Alright, so we left off at 49. Let's go to 48. Do you think these games are ranked, like in terms of quality? Like we're going from worst to best?
Do we need to rank Action 52?
I don't think we have to. I think they did it already.
Alright. Well, first game was obviously the best.
Level 1.
I don't know, have you seen this? Alright, well this is exactly like the last game, only the background is stationary, and you rapid fire instead of shooting 1 bullet at a time.
You've got a smaller ship, too.
Yeah.
That's...
Do you have to shoot the meteors? No, you can just let them go by.
What happens when they go by?
Take that, Earth City.
Yeah, eat shit, what is this? San Bernardino? I don't know. Eat shit, Temecula.
It's all these crappy clown buildings. They all look like big tops. Circus tents.
It's...
Them in their circus tent skyscraper. Wait a minute! That's Earth back there! Look! What is this then?
Where are we?
You maniacs! You blew it all up! And see, this is the North Star. This is the East Star. This is Saturn. And this is Uranus.
Thanks, Danny, and thank you to Last Cassidy for resubbing 4 months in a row. Thank you so much. That puts us at 52 subs out of 50. So,
man,
yes.
That means we have to play Sonic Adventure twice now.
I was going to say, I just think it's very serendipitous to be playing Action 52 and have 52 subs.
Oh, true.
Maybe nothing will crash anymore. Maybe, like, the rest of the stream will go absolutely
Anymore.
Well, I mean...
Well, we did break Pong.
That was pretty cool. I mean...
Oh, the Earth moved! Look, it's up here now.
What the hell is going on? Maybe we're on, like, a floating... Maybe they gentrified a planet that's, like, floating in space. Like a big, like a space cruise ship, but it's like an entire, like...
Did we colonize the moon, maybe?
Maybe. Oh, this is like...
We utilized the moon's vast resources. Which game was that? There was some game where the intro said, man colonized the moon to make use of its vast resources. It's just rocks.
Like... It's rocks and dust, man!
Mm-hmm. Alright, have we seen everything we need to see here?
I think so.
So level 2, the meteors do start to move sideways in addition to straight down.
Yeah, we're in the moon's arts district. Those are all a bunch of high-rise mixed-use condos.
Mm-hmm. Now keep in mind, beginner games. These are games for babies. These are games you would give a 3-year-old to increase their motor skills. And then the kid would grow up to be a mass murderer, and you don't even know why.
I was gonna say, it's gonna grow up to be one of those children who watches those terrible Finger Family videos or whatever. This childish. You don't want to know.
Elsa and Spider-Man's Bloody Massacre. Well, all right, it can only get better from here. Number 47, Sharpshooter.
Level
Okay, so this is a shooting gallery. Looks like. I have a gun, but I don't shoot out of it. It actually shoots out of his hat.
So, okay, so first of all, this music is fucked.
Yeah.
This seems like a nightmare. This seems like a creepypasta. I am really impressed.
The thing is, almost every game has unique music. There's a few tracks that are repeated, but there's a ton of music in this game. And they can't all be winners. This is a nightmare, though.
This is hell, Danny. Also, thank you to Arcade Punk Animal for the sub. Thank you so much.
Nice, thank you.
Put that in there. And this is some crazy bus shit, and I feel like I'm losing my mind. And I
imagine 52 games that were nothing but Crazy Bus.
Sorry to whoever also called this Crazy Bus. This is absolutely Crazy Bus. I am not a fan.
Just think of this game as working your way up through a gamer's career. Like, if you're playing this, you would be 4 years old. You would start to be able to recognize what's on the screen before you shoot it. You would have more advanced motor control by this point. And maybe next year, your parents will let you play game number 46.
You're gonna be in your 50s by the time you finish this if we go by this rate.
That's more than enough time to become a game master, Alex.
complete.
Yeah, I guess the game career path is very long. Also, New Romantic was founded by Mark Miller, who's also credited as a developer of Gems, so...
Oh, so he made Gems, okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, Gems, for as much shit as people give it nowadays for sounding like farts, because it does, it was actually incredibly useful for developers back then, because without that, your alternative would be to program your own sound engine, which, for a lot of developers back then, wasn't really possible. You'd have to have a dedicated sound guy who was used to working with Genesis hardware, and that's kind of a tall order. But with Gems, they made it so you can just put music into a game pretty easily without having to program an entire engine. So people appreciated it on that front.
But also
the music sounded like this sometimes.
Well, sometimes. Not all the time. Only sometimes. Also, apparently the producer of... thank you, Electric Boogaloo, for the info. You mentioned Scottie Pippen's Slam City earlier. That theme song... That vocal track from it is by the producer of Madonna's Holiday.
Wow.
Yeah, that's actually some great info. What is going on?
I'm shooting
Who
stuff.
is that mouth with teeth? Where is that rabbit without arms? It's just like a pair of legs and just kind of horribly bounces. I don't like any of this.
Now, believe it or not, most of these games do have endings. They go up to level 9 and then they stop. They just say, game complete, and then you go back to the title screen. I don't think I'm going to do that for this game. It's progressing faster than the other ones, but we still have a lot to get through. Sharpshooter, the best game so far.
Also, thank you for the 52 bits from Smeps. We got 1 bit for every game.
Nice, thank you. What a bargain. Alright, we're moving up the ranks. We are now 5 years old, and we are playing Sky Avenger.
Okay.
You want to play this one?
Level
Yeah.
1.
Give
Okay.
Alex a chance.
Is this
Oh, look at
Shoplifter?
this.
Well.
Level
It looks like enemies come from behind. Can you... I assume you can't turn around. Alright, well this is the most advanced game yet. You're flying, shooting, and avoiding things. And there's a background. My god.
I can just, like, fly through the houses. That's cool.
Yeah, you can go behind it.
Can I want to see if I can crash this. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can.
Okay.
Level 1.
Gonna avenge that sky.
Yeah, parallax even! This is technology right here. Now, if you're unfamiliar with NES Action 52 and you're thinking, how can this get any worse? Just play NES Action 52. It's pretty hilarious. Because while the games in this one are incredibly basic and not very compelling, at least so far, they're at least finished to an extent. Around half the games in Action 52 for NES are not finishable. They crash before the end, or you can't progress, or something else goes wrong, and you just can't beat them. This game, you can at least say you can progress through all the levels in each game and complete them, even though you don't really get an ending.
Of course I had to say I was doing well. Alright, that's Sky Avenger.
Alright. Well, looks like Alex failed his test. We're gonna hold him back from kindergarten for another year.
That's fair enough.
You're gonna spend the year playing Paratrooper.
Okay.
This is me again, by the way.
Yeah, I gave Danny back the controller.
Alright, well, I'm a dude in front of us, and just walking around. It looks like those walls, you can't go through them. What are these? Oh, you have to collect them.
Thank you to Lena Lieta for the resub, 11 months in a row. Thank you so much.
11 months, wow, nice. Thank you.
They said they couldn't think of a clever sub comment, so I'll fill it in for you. Action 52, more like Action 50 poo. You can get a refund for your sub, by the way, if you contact Twitch directly.
Yeah, contact Steam support.
Yes.
Level complete.
Alright, well this one, at least you can say you can finish the levels pretty quickly.
Level 3.
And also, you're collecting things and you have a weapon. My god, we're moving up in the world. This is far beyond the days of Big Boss, where you didn't have any weapons. You can shoot and you collect.
And yeah, Electric Boogaloo, we will talk about the programmer of this game's current
Oh
career
yes,
later.
I have a lot of details to reveal, but
Oh,
I'm gonna milk this for a little bit, if you don't mind. We have much to discuss, but we also have a lot of games to play.
Level 4.
Suffice it to say for now, though, that the programmer of this game is a pretty interesting guy.
Very interesting.
You think I can beat this?
Maybe.
You know what? Okay, this will be the first game I try to beat.
Okay.
Let's do it. This shouldn't take more than a couple minminutes.
Paratrooper 1cc. It's a game for, what is it, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds?
Mhm.
Determined? Okay, yeah, so you should be able to do this.
I'm being held back from kindergarten for this, but it's worth it.
Separate games, baby.
I hope all the other kids at school have played this game, so I have something to talk about.
Level complete.
All the kids are all like, Sonic is great! Oh, I love Sonic! I like playing his Tails! Oh, it's so much fun! You guys play Paratrooper? You walk around and collect... I don't know what they are, but you shoot these other things. I don't know what they are either, but it's a game.
Play that game, it's fun. I mean, it's just as good as Mario and Sonic. He walks like Sonic does.
Mario wishes he could have gameplay like this.
Mario wishes he had a gun.
Yeah, Mario, no gun. This game, oh my god.
Oh shit! Don't.
Level
I got flattened.
Okay, you are gonna be messed up in that like Elsa bloodbath, funny Joker finger family way.
I guess so. That's kind of weird because Farsight Studios was founded on a principle of being a studio for family-friendly games. If you look through their catalog, there's no like violent shooters or anything. They tend to focus on just other things like art programs or, in recent years, pinball simulators.
Yeah.
Because they made the Pinball Arcade, which is actually really great.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much anymore because they took away all the Williams and Bally tables, but it once was really good. Kind of wondering what they're going to do now that they can't sell the Williams tables.
Pretty sad about that, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't even get to buy all of them. They were
Oh, you didn't?
I bought a ton of them, but they were so expensive.
Yeah, that's fair.
$5 a table.
Ooh. Eesh.
level
All right, level 9. Let's do it. Let's go.
Okay. Danny's finally gonna graduate from gamer kindergarten into gamer first grade.
Paratrooper kill screen coming up. Oh, God. No!
Ah,
My-
baby's first epic fail.
My esports scholarship.
Your gaming fail.
Oh, looks like we're putting off school for another year. But at least we have... At least we have Apache.
level 1.
Ah, my dreams. Well, it's another helicopter game.
Oh wow, you don't fucking say.
This one overhead instead of side-scrolling, smart guy. What hit me?
God's wrath.
Fair enough.
That tank hit you. How? That rock hit you.
Oh, the rocks! Okay, well,
There, they go all the way to the fucking.
I guess those are supposed to be mountains, huh?
Oh, this game sucks. I'm sorry. I'm
Look,
sorry. That's
you can
not fair.
you can say it sucks, but it's fully featured and complete for what it is.
that.
And
I
again,
mean,
keep in
no,
mind,
that's true. That is very true.
now Farsight, they obviously had a very, very accelerated schedule for this game.
Oh, you can tell.
You can tell more so with the first games, because as we get through this list, you'll see more of these games start to have actual title screens, cutscenes even in some cases. By the time they got to the end of the list, I'm pretty sure these games were developed last. And so no title screens, very basic presentations, just... That's what you see is what you get. So brand them for beginners, make your kids play them, and that's how they got away with it.
It's fair. I guess. But I mean, like.
Not fair to the kids.
Oh yeah, but the kids and the devs didn't have a choice with the budget and the time they were given.
No.
Just, no one wants to have to crunch to make fucking Action 52.
Level complete.
I should also mention, Farsight, this is not their first game. They produced several games before this, including the NES classic Color a Dinosaur, and other drawing programs, actually. That was part of their niche. They developed an NES game called Videomation, which was another drawing program. Then they moved it over to Sega Genesis, where they developed Art Alive, a game that Alex gave me for my birthday one year.
Yeah, I put like a gift card inside.
Yeah, but it was still a complete in-box game, so I was like, whoa, cool, Art Alive.
I think you were actually more excited for that than the gift card.
Yeah, I still have it, actually.
The gift card? I hope you spent it.
No, I spent the gift card. I still
Okay.
have Art Alive.
Quick question from Smebs. Are there any numbers on how well the Action 52 cards sold?
I don't think there are. I don't think it was ever officially announced. But what we do know is that Active Enterprises folded pretty quickly, leaving a warehouse full of unsold cartridges. Several thousand of them, so I assume that many of them were unsold. In fact, that's the only way Cheetah Men 2 was discovered. We didn't know... We meaning the NES collectors. NES collectors didn't know Cheetah Men 2 existed until that warehouse find, when suddenly there was like a few dozen pallets of Cheetah Men 2 cartridges suddenly came into existence. Those carts were sold for $30 each. Try looking up the price of Cheetah Men 2 now.
Oh, don't depress me, Danny.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I wish I'd gotten in on the ground floor.
You got in on some other ground floors.
I did, but I wanted to be with the Cheetah Men.
We all want to be with the Cheetah Men.
Does my helicopter bleed when it explodes? Hang on. Yeah, it does. Look at that.
That's your own blood, not the helicopter's blood. Okay, it makes sense.
Alright.
Funny, Elsa helicopter bleed.
Ah, my magic bean. Alex, you want to play this?
Sure.
What's your favorite magic bean?
The ones that are mean and in the machine. Oh shit! I'm Jack.
All right, you are Jack, and you are climbing.
I
that
can't do
beanstalk.
shit, by the way.
Yeah, this is a game where you just climb and you move back and forth, and that's about it. Meanwhile, the giant's just dropping all kinds of shit on you.
Shoe. A horseshoe. You got horses up there.
There's giant horses up there?
2 teacups. A bottle.
There's a bottle
knife.
of beer.
I like how the knife and the shoe are the same size. A bottle of beer is too, damn. Teacup. Damn.
Takes a lot to get a giant drunk.
Well, I got
Oh,
knocked
you
down.
fell.
Level 1.
Try again.
That's level 1. That's bullshit. Okay.
Keep in mind, we're still in the beginner games. This game is appropriate for, I would say, a 7-year-old.
Okay.
So muster all of your gaming skill. Abby says, should have kept the cow if you asked me. Yeah. Don't go trading away all your belongings for magic beans. Nowadays, you can trade the word beans for cryptocurrency.
I was gonna say bitcoins, but yeah, cryptocurrency.
Don't trade away for cryptocurrency.
Just rolling around here. Twirling, twirling, twirling towards the top.
Saying this song's not bad? Yeah! See what I mean? Some of these songs are okay. You climbed up the castle?
I sure did.
Level 2.
Well, I hope I get to do it again.
I hope so too. Oh, good.
Oh no! They got another direction on the weapons! Or whatever.
So this is moving your gamer development back a little bit, in my opinion. There's no shooting, there's just dodging. But you know what? We gotta work on the fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
We've kept you out of elementary school for 3 years for a reason, Alex. We're gonna build you into a master gamer.
Look at these moves.
That's some moves.
Yeah. Oh god, there's so many shoes!
Blab was playing Donkey Kong Country when they were 7. Oh, la-di-da.
Oh my god, I did
Didn't
so
have a-
well!
Oh, you still beat it!
But I still
It
beat
counts!
it!
Look, you can't get a true gamer's education unless you play Action 52 game by game.
Alright,
Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay.
I don't want to keep climbing this beanstalk.
Yeah, you get the idea. There's a beanstalk, you gotta climb it, and you gotta avoid all that stuff.
Level 3.
I do like that backflip you do, though.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Come on. There we go. Ripjack.
Alright, next up, I think we have another 2-player game, so
Oh,
get
boy.
ready. Now, oftentimes when people play these games for the internet, they don't play the 2-player games. We're gonna do that. That's the Retro Pals difference. Armor Battle with 2-player.
Is that game just called Norman?
Level 1.
We're gonna find out.
Okay, well.
Okay, this appears to be combat for the 2600, only much, much worse. Much worse.
Okay, stop
That was-
making everything bleed.
That was really close, actually. Look at this! All our shots are at weird angles now. It's just like those variations in combat, and wow!
Ah!
Level
Stop
tank-
bleeding
Your
me.
tank bled like hell. Okay, now your shots are really fast and mine are really slow. This is exactly like messing with the game select switches on combat.
Oh, sorry. Cass posted something I need to see.
Okay. It's okay, I'll let you die.
Thanks. He wanted to get Cheetahman on the Ouya.
That's right. Vince Perry did make a comeback several years ago, producing a number of Kickstarters for both a prototype version of Cheetahman and a fixed version of Cheetahman 2, and I think a reissue of Action 52, actually. He was out there.
Level
He was out there making the money on Kickstarter. In fact, I supported the Cheetahman 2 reissue at first. Oh my god, you actually got me.
Now who bleeds?
7.
I bleed. I supported his Cheetahman reissue or whatever it was, and he sent me a personal message on Kickstarter in all caps being like, "Danny, thanks for your support." That's all he said. And then I was out of money that month, so I had to cancel. And he mailed me again and said, "Danny, sorry to see you go."
I'm sorry I'm laughing.
And that's my story.
That's a good story.
Look at this, I'm firing out the top of my tank now. How is... This is not fair.
You just need to get good. How are you?
I think I still win, though. That's
Hey, yeah, you do. This sucks.
Alright, armor battle. Not as good as combat on the 2600. That's my review.
Alright, next
What
is...
do you say we try to get through the rest of these green games before we take a break?
Sounds good.
We got a lot to get through, though. Norman!
Level.
Norman, this is the same damn game! Only there's nothing? Oh, okay, there's tanks.
Is this supposed to be like Storm and Norman or some shit?
I ran into a dude and my tank bled and blew up. Yeah, I think this game is based on the famous Norman Schwarzkopf. What was he, like a general or something?
Ah, no, something with the Gulf War.
Some figure in the Gulf War. And this game is clearly based on his life and his works.
And all the tanks he made. And his famous work developing tanks that bleed.
Yeah.
Tanks that bleed like men.
It's really demoralizing. You shoot a tank, you expect the bullet to just bounce off, but no, just blood starts spurting everywhere. These dudes melt from head to toe when you shoot them. Family friendly. Like, okay.
That,
Well,
okay, I like that guy just accidentally ran into you and he was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And then he just bled to death.
this game, I think I might skip in my child's curriculum. I don't think this one's necessary. It's just a repeat, first of all, a reskin. And sure, it's one player, but... I don't know. Like, look at this dude. Let me shoot a dude so you can see the full carnage unfold.
Jesus!
And that horrible scream, too.
Not a fan! Well, he got his revenge.
Yeah.
Level 2.
Norman. Maybe that's the tank's name?
Yeah, actually, that was suggested in chat.
It's a tank named Norman. Does Norman not bleed like the rest of us?
Norman Schwarzkopf TF'd into a tank.
And bled all over the place.
This is awful.
Moving right along, how about Man-at-Arms, misread by Alex before the show as Nan-at-Arms, implying some sort of nanny, or rather a grandma.
Grandma fight.
Level 1.
Alright, Grandma's got a crossbow and she's pissed.
I love this programmer art background.
So how long did a game take to make back then? A couple months? Maybe like 3 to 4 months for a mid-sized project?
It depends.
Let's say 2 months in this game's case.
Okay.
2 months to make 52 games. How does that math work out? So that's like 25 games a month.
All I can think of is a lot of people crying. I can see a dev having a breakdown in the coffee room, and except the coffee room is just like some dude's house.
Or like the development of Tattoo Assassins, where they were worked so hard, and one dude was all like, I was just programming, typing in the code, leaned over, threw up into the trash can, and just kept typing.
That's like when I worked at GameStop.
Yeah. The way he described it is his hands never left the keyboard. That is a true story, by the way. I believe that was Dan Amrich, who's now in the games industry. And hopefully he has better jobs that don't require him to throw up while typing.
God. That sucks.
Yeah.
Please don't. Nobody die while making Tattoo Assassins or whatever.
But if you had a couple months to make this, that would be like a game a day, almost. Holy shit. Now, a lot of the games repeat mechanics, they reuse graphics, but that's still a hell of a lot of work. For this.
Yeah, you get me, Ragu. It's not just that you're killing yourself for any game, which sucks, and I feel it's terrible that people have to do that in the industry. It's that you're killing yourself for fucking Tattoo Assassins. There's like...
If the game had come out, it would have been worth it, but... Oh my god, there's bears! Bears!
Oh shit!
Evil bears! They made me surrender!
Level 3.
Dudes with swords, no problem, but if a bear comes up to the door, fuck that.
I'm out. I'm fucking out.
Also dig that one frame animation where everyone dies. Ooh.
Very good bears.
Alright, I'm gonna let the bears take over this fortress here. I surrender.
We're good, we're good.
This belongs to the bears now.
Alright, enjoy your fortress.
I think that's enough man of arms. We're almost a third of the way there.
Oh, bless you, Danny.
Oh, G-Fighter.
Level
Boy,
1.
this break cannot come soon enough. Wow, look, it's another space shooter.
It's only 7:46, Danny.
I know.
So much more time to play so many more fun games. So, you're a ship in space, and you're shooting. Pretty cool.
All the ships explode with one hit.
Of course, of course.
You probably bleed whenever you die, because that's... Okay, no, not this one.
Okay, that's an improvement.
No blood. We're moving up in the realism factor here. What else can I say about this game before the big reveal in the second half? I do want to go more into this game's creators, because I believe I have some dirt.
I wouldn't call it dirt because it's easily findable on Wikipedia.
Oh, true, but it's just fascinating is what it is.
Yeah.
But getting back to Active Enterprises, they were a real shady group of people. I believe they had holdings in the Cayman Islands. I think the game was partially funded by Saudi Arabian royalty, apparently. Just a whole lot of factors coming together to make that game what it was. And according to what Cass told me earlier, the people who made the NES game, the rumors are that they never got paid. They were only paid in lodging and food. And by food, I mean they only ate from a 24-hour donut shop that was right next door.
Were they in California?
I don't think they were in California.
Okay.
This would have been somewhere else. But just the idea of working on NES Action 52, where the windows were literally boarded up, apparently, to reduce glare. You would just eat nothing but donuts all day and live with Vince Perry.
No! I want none of this!
Sounds like a real crazy time.
So, fun fact from Codeman, the NES Action 52 version's menu code was ripped from a bootleg multi-card.
Yep, that's another thing. Yeah.
It's amazing!
In addition to Vince Perry being all like, make this like a multi-cart, he just took hardware from existing multi-carts and made them cram new games into that technology. And if you know how multi-carts work for NES, they're paged all weird and the data's just all over the place, so that at least had some effect on how the game turned out. 38. Dedant.
Dedant?
Level 1.
Dedant, dedant, dedant.
It's a shooter, but you're an ant.
Yeah. Look at this realistic foliage.
It looks...
Well, everything bleeds. That's a good
course.
start. The Black Widows are invincible.
Not a fan of that.
I think they wanted to make Centipede here.
I guess.
Why am I throwing meatballs? What is that?
Acid?
Blood?
Guts? Blood. Let's just
That's
say
blood.
blood. It's blood. It's another blood game.
Boy, this sure is family friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how about you throw more spiders on the screen? How about that? Thanks.
How do you even beat a...
This is for beginners. By now you're like 12 years old. You've never been to school. Your weird dad makes you play a different Action 52 game every year. And you're like, what is the point? And I'm like, son, you're gonna be a streamer.
Fun fact from Cassidy. The reason why Action 52 NES defaults to game number 5, Ooze, is because the multi-card they ripped the menu from had the same programming quirk and they never bothered to fix it.
That's great. That game is such a hacked-together impossibility. Like, I'm surprised it exists.
Hey, you did it.
I'm surprised I could beat a level.
Me too.
Level 2.
Alright, well, if you're looking for that Genesis port of SimAnt, that ain't gonna happen. But we got the next best thing. Dead Ant.
With its music again.
This track's starting to grow on me.
You just like that the ant is like spitting blood.
Yeah.
You're like, cool.
It's like the zombie level in Metal Slug 3. Just like Metal Slug 3.
Just like Metal Slug 3. Quote us on that. Quote Danny on that on Twitter. Call him out on Twitter about that. Alright, Speedboat.
Don't call me out. Call out the creators of Speedboat. You want to play this?
No?
I didn't want to play it.
Oh, well. Cool. I can't shoot. I can just vaguely move.
Oh, this is taking you back to basics.
There's a lot of shit in the water.
Sure is. Oh, seeing wildly different opinions on Metal Slug 3. Yep. An extremely overlong, but I feel a pretty good game. I like Metal Slug 3. Sure, the last level is longer than all the other levels put together. Who among us hasn't sinned?
Whomst among us has not made a game like that?
And of course, Lord PBH with the expected opinion. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
I can totally see why people hate it, is the thing. That game is just cruel, especially if you're going for the 1 credit clear.
Hey Danny, this is the worst game I've played so far. I do not like this game.
I think you're wrong. I think it's like the 38th best game you've played so far. The list clearly ranks them, Alex.
True. It got caught in my, like, fucking jet stream or some shit. Whatever. I'm cool.
Tincade says that Sharpie actually beat most of these games. Oh my god.
No.
Apparently to beat Dedant, you gotta glitch it out. Now that's the Action 52 I know and love. That's some NES Action 52 bullshit right there. By the way, NES Action 52 had a contest where if you could beat a game called Ooze, you would get $104,000. That's $52,000 in cash prizes and a $52,000 scholarship.
Okay.
You can't beat the Ooze. It glitches out on level 2. So we're moving into intermediate.
Okay.
Congratulations, you've graduated video game grade school. You've
Thank
mastered
you.
Paratrooper. You've experienced the eccentricities of Dead Ant, and now you're ready to take on Bombs Away.
Alright, let's...
Intermediate. Oh my god,
It's
well...
the same thing, look!
It's the background from that one helicopter game, only you're running the opposite way, and you can jump.
And you have to avoid getting hit with a bomb. But
You can't fire.
It's cool, though, because when the bombs land, nothing bad happens.
That's true, yeah. How much you want to bet this dude bleeds?
Oh, he has probably a fucked death. I kind of want to see it.
I'm just gonna stay in one place.
Jesus!
What the fuck?
He screams!
Okay, I'm gonna need a better look at
Screams.
that.
Huh?
I'm gonna need a better look at that.
Okay,
Let's do it where it's not behind a tree. I have to strategically die here. Wow!
Wow! Family friendly, huh, Danny?
Family friendly. Whew. So far, a lot of these games are about war and death and blowing up and bleeding and... I don't know, man.
This feels way more creepypasta than the original Action 52, I gotta say.
Yeah.
A lot more
Because
blood.
everything bleeds.
Yeah! A lot of realistic screams.
The song sounds a little bit like Danger Zone.
I can hear that, yeah.
This truly is a danger zone.
Where are these bombs going when they hit the ground? Like...
Oh, they're just soft bombs. These are all duds. They're trying to kill this guy just by dropping duds on him.
They're just dropping heavy weights like anvils and shit.
Yeah. This is a cartoon war. I haven't needed to move for a while. I did it!
Hey.
Level 3.
Well, that's bombs away. Well, let's blow up again.
Cool!
You got to see me partially explode, at
That
least.
was fucked.
I did it again.
The way that you put... Oh, God.
Okay, one more. One more.
Okay, one more.
Shootout! What could be more basic? Let's shoot.
Level 1.
Let's just shoot.
Let's just shoot, everybody. Look at those depressed bears.
Man, no wonder they're depressed.
I like that frog.
I do too. Why do they all sound like this? car horn.
It was.
So this is kind of like the old Sega arcade game Carnival. Kinda.
Level 2.
Can you move up? Oh, you only move left and right.
That's not good.
And you can only fire once every couple seconds.
That sucks.
No, this teaches you how to deal with limitations in a realistic way.
Yeah.
This also teaches you the lesson that carny games are rigged, and you can never win.
Well, that's true.
You've learned a valuable lesson today, Alex.
Thank you. This was really worth all the money you paid for this charter school for gamers.
$199.99.
Level 3.
Probably could send you to charter school for that money.
I'm sorry, I just can't stop thinking of a charter school for gamers sponsored by
Yeah.
sponsored by the Bill Gates Foundation.
All right, for lunch this week we're having Doritos. Doritos mixed with Mountain Dew. Dorito soup, we call it.
We call it gamer stew.
Got him. One shot left. Toot.
All right, how good can you do?
Level
How well can you do in level 4?
I'm just gonna fire off all my shots. See what happens if I lose them all. I'm not even gonna move.
You're pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think I've missed one yet. Honk.
Yes, Cool Coyote. It's sponsored by Bill Gates Foundation combined with Yum Brands and Amazon to create the Doritos Foundation.
Doritos Foundation. Well, if you lose all your bullets without killing everything, you lose a life. And that's Shootout.
Who called it Gamer Gruel? That's good.
Gamer Grub. Hey, any of y'all remember Gamer Grub?
Okay, remember when Gamer Grub was like the wildest thing you'd ever heard of in the gaming world? I miss when that was the wildest
now
stuff.
there's like gamer wipes and shit.
Now that's like totally normal. They're like, it's gamer toilet paper for your dumb gamer ass. So sweaty from gaming, and you need extra duty gamer paper, and it's got like, I don't know, Crash Bandicoot's third cousin on it, because that's all we could get for the sponsorship.
I like the phrase extra duty. Alright, well, we finished a good, what is that, 14 games? There's still how many more?